Just had a fascinating discussion of our book club book, A Silver Star by Jeanette Walls. And I thought, again, book club was interesting because we tend to veer off on to different subjects that are not always expected, not always anticipated. So what makes our book club really interesting is that we veer into different kinds of talks about our families or our situations that are somewhat, at least tangentially related to the book, to some of the themes of the book. A Silver Star is about two teenaged girls who sort of go on a journey of sorts, with a mother who is not responsible, leaves home for a while, and then the girls decide to flee to Virginia all the way across the country. What makes this interesting is that how the girls deal with reality within this framework, this camera lens of young teenagehood, and how they know the reality. They begin to know the realities of the world through their first employer, Mr. Maddox, and how their innocence is compromised, so to speak, by the reality that they face. It's they're sort of in a test, kind of like a crucible type thing. It's very interesting how Jeanette Walls puts the characters in this situation, and how what they face helps them learn about life and develop a more mature standpoint about life. Dysfunctional mother. She puts the girls in a town called Byler, Virginia, where the town is conservative, a lot of gossiping going on, but also shows the good family reinforcing part of the town too. The positive nature of the town is that they support their family, and so that there's this contrast between the girls' liberal mother, who is delusional and wants to be a musician, but is not a very good mother, and then the girls are taken care of by their uncle Tinsley, who is in this conservative town of Byler. So the author paints an interesting picture, a contrast between the girls' former home in California and the conservative town of Byler, and how they interact with it. So a lot of it, I think, draws on autobiographical information from the author, and so it's an interesting read and very much recommended. Jeanette Walls, and the book is called A Silver Star. She also wrote The Glass Castle, which is more of a nonfiction about her life, which, as I believe I understand, is being made into a movie. Our next book club selection is called Skipping Christmas. And there it is right there. Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. And this should be an interesting read. Imagine a year without Christmas, no crowded malls, no corny office parties, no fruitcakes, no unwanted presents. That's just what Luther and Nora Crank have in mind when they decide that just this once they'll skip the holiday altogether. This is by John Grisham, who's famous for all those lawyer books. The Firm is maybe his most famous book. So that's the next On Track Readers book, Skipping Christmas, and Jeanette Walls was a very good selection. Over and out, book club members.